ഹരി ഓം, സുപ്രഭാതം. എല്ലാവർക്കും നവരാത്രി പർവണഃ ആശംസകൾ. ശുഭാശംസാः നവരാത്രി പർവണഃ. സിന്ദൂരാരുണവിഗ്രഹാം ത്രിനയനാം മാണിക്യമൗലിസ്ഫുരത് താരാനായകശേഖരാം സ്മിതമുഖീം ആപീനവക്ഷോരുഹാം പാണിഭ്യാമലിപൂർണരത്നചഷകം രക്തോത്പലം ബിഭ്രതീം സൗമ്യാം രത്നഘടസ്ഥരക്തചരണാം ധ്യായേത് പരാമംബികാം. Very beautiful verse, the Dhyana Shloka of the great Lalita Sahasranama. So because the Navratri is on, I thought of opening the lecture with this beautiful verse of Ambika. And as you saw in the video, the Khandakavyas of Kalidasa will be available from the Vijayadashmi day from 5th October to 11th October 2022. Every day one lecture from 5 o'clock in the evening to 6 o'clock. The timings are very deliberately thought of so that the people from Australia and US also can find it easy to log in. So if you have not registered, do register for this online camp, and we wish to have one interactive session when the camp gets over. Hari Om. And I also have one more announcement for the online and the offline listeners of this Ola Samskrita Sahitya lecture series, that Urubhangam is coming to a close now. We already completed Karnabharam, and Urubhangam is coming to a close. So today and next Sunday, today we will be reading from verse number, I think 53 or 54. So there are 66 verses. So next Sunday we will complete that. So before that, after today's lecture, one Google form will be sent to all the participants who have registered, whether they come on Zoom online or no. They may be watching at their own pace on YouTube, but an online Google form will be sent to you all who have registered. So please give us the feedback and suggestions, if any. If there are any questions, then the questions also could be put forward, and yathamati uttarani datum prayate. Okay, so next Sunday after that there will be one interactive session. If there are enough number of questions and suggestions, we will deal with that in an interactive session. Otherwise, after next Sunday completing the Urubhangam, we can start directly Madhyama Vyayoga, another one-act play by Mahakavi Bhasa. So these were the two announcements. One was the Khandakavya of Kalidasa and the Google form to be shared with you all. Hari Om. So now we can start with today's lecture. Welcome you all, those who have joined online, and offline the students are here. So we saw last time that Duryodhana has talked to all his family members individually, his father, his mother, both his queens, and see the difference in which he addresses both his queens and his son Durjaya. And then there was a beautiful verse in Shardula Vikridita, the verse number 53, there we stopped. Shlaghya Shri Rabhimana Deepta Hridayaha Duryodhano me pita. What Durjaya, the small child, should have a feeling, nurture the feeling in his heart is that Duryodhana, my father, Duryodhanaha me pita. How was he? Shlaghya Shrihi, one with a covetable prosperity, covetable kirti, fame, and Abhimana Deepta Hridayaha, whose heart was blazing forth, ablaze with Abhimana, self-respect. Tulyena Abhimukham Rane Hataha, three qualities. He passed away, he is dead. Rane Hataha, very good death, especially for a Kshatriya. Another thing, Tulyena Hataha, he was beaten, he was smashed, he was won over by a competent person. okay, tulyena, bhimasenena, and that too abhimukham. He did not turn away his face from the battlefield. So, abhimukham tulyena rane hataha iti matva tvam shokam tyaja. O Durjaya, you don't grieve on my death, because these are the three reasons for that. Spruštva chaiva yudhishthirasya vipulam kshaumāpasavyam bhujam deyam pandusutaistvaya mamasamam namavasane jalam. So we were thinking, and since last Sunday was the Mahalaya day, the Sarvapitra Amavasya, this was a very suitable verse to be read that day, that how Bhasa believes in the karma theory, how Bhasa believes in the following up of the Sanatana Dharma's rituals. So, namavasane mama deyam jalam. You have to offer water uttering my name. Along with whom? Pandusutaihi. In Pandusutta, the chief of the Pandusutta is Yudhishthira, who will be performing all the shraddhas, the pinda, the tarpana, the nivapa it is called. And you touch his right hand, kshaumāpasavyam bhujam, apasavyam, that is the right hand, which is covered by the kshauma, the white silken cloth. See the detailing with which Bhasa has given, and we can visualize the entire picture. A small child, Durjaya, sitting next to Yudhishthira, holding his right hand, while Yudhishthira is giving Jalanjali to all the Kauravas. So here we stopped last time. Baladeva remarks, Aho vairam paśṭattapaha samvruttaha. The enmity has turned into repentance. So long, all through his life, Duryodhana nurtured, nourished, and was only obsessed and overwhelmed with only one thought: defeating the Pandavas. Pandavas were his arch enemies. So, but now that animosity has gone, that enmity has gone, and there is only repentance, and he is telling Durjaya to join hands with his own cousins, right? So, aho vairam paśṭattapaha samvruttaha. And suddenly he hears some sound. Aye shabdaiva shruyate. Aye shabdaha. Aye shabdaha. Somebody, some very harsh noise is coming. Some very loud sound is coming. What is that? Sannāhadundubhininādaviyogāmūke vikṣiptabāṇakavacavyajanātapatre kasyaiṣa kārmukaravo hatasūtayodhe vibhrāntavāyasagaṇaṃ gaganaṃ karoti. Very good description again. There is a kārmukaravo. Kārmuka is a dhanushya, chapa, okay, bow. Kārmukaravo, ravaha shabdaha, dhvanihi. Kasya kārmukasya ravaha dhvanihi shabdaha iva shruyate, okay, shabdaha iva shruyate. And having this kārmuka, tanatkar of the dhanushya, the pratyancha, stretching it, akarana, it has no purpose now. Why? Because the battleground is all vacant. It is all, everywhere the dead corpses, the dead bodies are lying. There is no dundubhināda, there are no war cries, there are no drums and the kettle drums being beaten to announce the war and this and that. Everything is so silent. And how do I hear this kārmukaravo? This is untimely, for a dhanushya tanatkara. And a description comes. Kasyaiṣa kārmukaravaha hatasūtayodhe rane. Okay, hatasūtayodhe rane. Rane has to be taken, as adhvaryuṇā. Hatasūtayodhe. In which rana, Yodha, the warriors are dead. Sūta, the charioteers are dead. Sannāhadundubhininādaviyogāmūke, which is silent, mūka. which doesn't have any reverberation of sounds or voices or sounds, noise of ninada, the beatings of dundubhi. Dundubhi, the war drums, the kettle drums, and sannāha. Now sannāha, the lexical meaning of sannāha, this is derived from naha bandhane. The root, Sanskrit root is naha, which is to tie. Okay, sannāha, tie very nicely, so that it won't get untied and loose. So sannāha literally means that which is tied to our body. So that is an armor, a kavacha. Okay, sannāha means a kavacha. But the kavacha won't make sound. Kavacha won't make sound, right? And therefore sannāha, because it is joined with dundubhi, right? It is joined with dundubhi, it could also be metaphorically like atidesha, the lakshanika artha, the lakshartha could be taken as even the drums etc. These are avanadhani vadyani. According to the Natya Shastra, they are avanadha, again naha, to tie. So the piece of charma, the piece of leather is stretched and tied very tightly to these drums etc. So this could be, okay, another type of dundubhi, a small drum or something like that. Otherwise, ninādaviyogāmūke will not really be construed, can't be really construed with kavacha. Another thing is, kavacha, the word is used in the second line again. Kasyaiṣa. So does Bhasa really use kavacha 2 times? That is one question. Of course, it could be. I mean, on the kavacha is also, it is called as, what is that? A coat of nails. Kavacha, an armor, is called a coat of nails. It's iron nails. And therefore, the iron jali, which is put on like a coat, if you strike hard with a sword or any metal, it will make sound. It will make sound. So you can have it both ways. What I wanted to say is that how the meanings of words in Sanskrit could be stretched out to suit the purpose. Okay. So sannāhadundubhininādaviyogāmūke. The battlefield is mūka now because there is no ninada, no noise coming from the beating up of the kettle drums or the war drums. Okay. That is the first line. vikṣiptabāṇakavacavyajanātapatre. Everywhere vikṣipta. Vikshepa, scattered. Vikirna. What is vikirna? So many things. Bāṇa, kavacha, vyajana, atapatra. These are all the regal signs, the regalia. Okay. All the kings which are fighting from their chariots, they will be having the bāṇas. So the bāṇas are scattered everywhere. Their kavachas are lying on the ground. Their vyajanas, the fanning, because they get so hot and they get perspiring and all that. So there will be vyajana. And atapatra, the chhatra, which is again a royal insignia. So vikṣiptabāṇakavacavyajanātapatre. Everywhere it's all lying, scattered everywhere. And in that, hatasūtayodhe, when the Sutas and the Yodhas, everybody is dead, kasyaiṣa kārmukaravo. What this kārmukaravo is doing? Kārmuka, this word is again, very unique. I mean, we have dhanuhu or we have chapa, but kārmuka is karmane prabhavati iti kārmukaha. That which accomplishes its work, its task, that is kārmuka. Okay, it is from root karma, root kru. So kasyaiṣa kārmukaravo kim karoti? Vibhrāntavāyasagaṇaṃ gaganaṃ karoti. This kārmukaravo has caused the gagana to be filled with vibhrāntavāyasagaṇaṃ, the confused, the frightened group of Vayasas, the kakas, the crows. Because of the harsh and shrill sound of the kārmuka of the bow, the crows will be there. Crows and vultures are, there because to eat the flesh of the dead bodies and drink the blood and all. So it's all a bibhatsarasa. There are no other birds, only kakas and gridhras would be there. So now these kakas, because they hear suddenly the shrill voice, they fly and they get scattered all around. So gagana becomes filled with host of crows, flying together suddenly, akasmat, and scattering in all the directions. So, kasyaiṣa kārmukaravaha gaganaṃ karoti, kīdrisham karoti, vibhrāntavāyasagaṇaṃ. Vibhrānta, frightened. And because they are frightened, they don't know here to go or what to do. So, vibhrāntavāyasagaṇaṃ gaganaṃ karoti. So, vayasa is vayagatau, and therefore there is vayasa, this word is derived from vayagatau. This is a Vasanta Tilaka vritta again. There are few vrittas which are very frequently used by Bhasa, especially in this. Shardula Vikridita we saw in the beginning and in between also. So there are some, I think, out of 66, some 10-15 verses will be in Shardula Vikridita. A few more in Vasanta Tilaka and Upajati, Indra Vajra and Upendra Vajra. Only one in Shikharini and Malini also, one or two. So we'll come across whenever we see that. So Nepatye, the kārmukaravo, he hears that, Baladeva hears that sound. Nepatye, there is no entry of aśvatthāmā. This is the kārmukaravo of aśvatthāmā, okay? And he is all enraged, wild with anger at the cheating of Bhimasena, the way he cheated Duryodhana. So he is very angry and he wants to avenge the death of his master. Okay? But before he enters, from the Nepatya, he recites a verse. So till he comes from a distance, he comes there, with all heated spirit, haughty, arrogant, and reciting that very, spirited verse. Duryodhanenātatakārmukeṇa yo yuddhayajñaḥ sāhitaḥ praviṣṭaḥ tameva bhūyaḥ praviśāmyaśūnyam adhvaryuṇā vṛttamivāśvamedham. Now we have seen that many times the yajna, the rana is compared to a yajna. Okay. Now here also there is the same comparison. The rana, the upamana is yajna. Okay. Now yajna gets accomplished because of adhvaryo. Normally in the yajna there are 4 types of priests. Okay. One is hota, he belongs to the Rigveda Samhita and he recites the Rigvedic mantras. Adhvaryo is the main priest who is the executor. Actual viniyoga is done by adhvaryo. He belongs to the Yajurveda. Then there is udgatru, one who sings up in the melody. Ut iti upward direction, right? Uchchaihi gayati saha udgata. So he sings, not recites, he sings the Rigvedic verses in melodious tunes with ha, ha, hu and alapa. So that is udgata. And overall supervision is done by Atharva Veda's priest called Brahma. So these are the 4 priests. But the main taskmaster is who? Adhvaryo. And therefore, at least in Marathi language, we have, this saying that amuk kamacha adhvaryu. He is the adhvaryu of the task. That means everything rests on him. All the onus, all the responsibility lies on his shoulder. Okay. So now here the rana is yajna. And who is the adhvaryu of the yajna? It is Duryodhana. Now can you imagine any yajna without an adhvaryu? It is shunya. Similarly now, this rana appears shunya to me without an adhvaryu. But I am still entering it. I entered it first time while Duryodhana was there, right? Bhishma Pitamaha was the Senapati. So first I entered this battlefield when the Adhvaryu was all in forceful action. duryodhanenātatakārmukeṇa, his bow stretched out, ātatakārmukeṇa, yaha yuddhayajñaḥ maya sāhitaḥ praviṣṭaḥ. I entered along with him. How is he? With his bow stretched, the bowstring stretched till his ears, So all ready to fight. So in that spirit, I entered this battlefield along with Duryodhana. Tameva bhūyaḥ praviṣāmi. The same battlefield I am bhūyaḥ again. Bhūyaḥ again. Praviṣāmi. But how it is now? Shunyam. Now it is all shunya, void. Void. Why? Because adhvaryuṇā vṛttamivāśvamedham. You enter a yajñashala, especially after the Ashwamedha. It's a very large, very big, a very, what you can say, spectacular yajna, sacrifice. So after the Ashwamedha is over, all the Adhvaryus and all the priests have got their dakshinas and they have gone home. And then you enter yajñashala. How suna lagega aapko? It won't have that spirit. It won't have that splendor, that teja, that charm. Similarly now, once when the Yajamana is Dikshita, that time you enter a Yajñashala, the spirit is different. And when the Yajna gets over, you enter the same thing, the things are lying here and there is no Chaitanya. You enter the Navaratri Devi Mandapa, the second day after the Vijayadashmi, sixth if you enter our own Saraswati Sabha, how it will look? It won't have that reverberation of the mantras, the charm, the spirit, It won't have all that. Similarly now, adhvaryuṇā vṛttam iva. So completed, vṛttam, they have done with the Ashwamedha. And if a person has to enter that Yajñashala, how shunya it will look. Similarly, I am entering this battlefield without Duryodhana now, because Duryodhana is almost dead. He is just counting moments now. Baladeva, listening to his, only by kārmukaravo Baladeva could not figure out who it is. But now from the voice, he sees, oh, ayam guruputraha aśvatthāmā ita eva abhivartate. So this is Guruputra, Dronaputra, Aśvatthāmā, who is coming here only, this side only. That is where Duryodhana is lying now. Now Aśvatthāmā, it is said that when he was born, Mahabharata says, Ashvasya iva asya yatsthāma nadataḥ pradishogatam aśvatthāma iva bāloyam tasmān namna bhavishyati. This is from the Mahabharata. When he was born, he cried so loudly as if it was the neighing of the horse. Neighing of the horse, okay? Ashvasya iva yats nadataḥ pradishogatam. So when the child is born, normally it weeps, it cries. But now this child, when he is born, he cried so in such a shrill voice, it sounded as if the neighing of a horse is pradishahagatam. It whole the disha and the pradisha, the subquarters and the quarters got filled with that, and therefore aśvatthāma iva bāloyam tasmān namna bhavishyati. Another thing is, this is because his cry resembled the neighing of the horse. That is what Aśvatthāma is in the Mahabharata. Okay. Another meaning could be Ashvasya iva sthāma. Sthāma nama balam asya iti. One who is as powerful. Power is measured in horsepower. Horse, right? So, one who is as powerful as a horse. Ashvasya iva sthāma. Sthāma is stable bala. Stha, to be, not wavering one. Right? So see, every word is so meaning, every syllable is so meaningful. Ashvasya iva sthāma sthiram balam asya iti Aśvatthāma. Okay? And he is regarded as one of the 7 Chiranjeevis. You know that? Aśvatthāmā balirvyaso hanumanscha bibhīṣanaḥ krupah parashuramascha saptaite chirajeevinaḥ. So Aśvatthāmā comes first. And it is said, those who have read any stories about the Narmada Parikrama, it is said, those who do Narmada Parikrama on foot, it takes 3 years, 3 months, 3 days, something like that, okay? So those who do it, they come across a tall figure asking for oil, very tall figure asking for oil, and his head is covered with cloth, and people say that he is Aśvatthāmā, especially in the Shulapani jungle, in the Vindhya jungles, while going around Narmada. I have read minimum 2-3 books on Narmada Parikrama in Marathi, very beautiful books, and each book has the description of such a figure, comes from nowhere, and walks sometimes without talking to anybody, without asking anybody anything, but just a very tall figure and with a turban like white cloth on his forehead. And because that forehead, that mani was there, the Mausala mani, which Draupadi asked Bhimasena and Arjuna to cut it. When in the Sphuṭitakamalapatraspaṣṭavistīrṇadṛṣṭī, Aśvatthāmā killed all the 5 sons of Draupadi. It was a Nisha Yuddha, okay, Ratri Yuddha, and that he vows here, okay, I will do the Ratri Yuddha. And in that, instead of the Pandavas, because it was again Krishna, the savior of the Pandavas, who saved them, and it was he entered the camp of the sons of Draupadi, and they all 5 of them got killed. And Draupadi, in a very fit of anger, she asked for that money. But he is a Chiranjeevi, he cannot die, and therefore he is still wandering here and there. That is the story of it. Okay. So this is ayam guruputraha aśvatthāmā ita eva abhivartate ya eṣaha, and a description of Aśvatthāmā. Aśvatthāma's description comes in the Mahavira Charita of Bhavabhuti. Otherwise, Aśvatthāmā is not a popular figure, who has attracted attention of the creative authors and dramatists. But we have seen how Mahakavi Bhasa has not left any stone unturned to describe such characters. We have seen a very good description of Dhritarashtra. Not even Vyasa has described him in this manner, but Bhasa describes. So here is a beautiful verse in the Malini, Nanamayaya, Malini Chanda, describing Aśvatthāmā. Sphuṭitakamalapatraspaṣṭavistīrṇadṛṣṭī rucirakanakayūpavyāyatālambabāhuḥ sarabhasamayamugraṃ kārmukaṃ karṣamāṇaḥ sadahana iva meruḥ Srungalegnendracāpaḥ. This Aśvatthāmā is looking like meruḥ, like a Meru mountain. How is this Meru mountain? Sadahana, fire blazing on its peaks. Sadahana, dahana, agnihi. Sadahana, sa analaha, sanalaha, meruhu. But when it is burning, Meru mountain is burning, it also has Srungalegnendracāpaḥ. Srunga, the peak. Lagna, attached. Okay, sticking, clinging. What? Indrachapa. Indrachapa, the Indradhanusha, the vibgyor. Okay, the Indrasya chapaha, tatra shrunge lagnaha. Yadyapi shrungam analena vyapratam tathapi indrachapamapi tatra lagnam vartate. So, dahana is burning, at the same time looking beautiful because of Indrachapa. So, these two contradictory epithets, they give Aśvatthāma's character is dahana, he is burning with fire, wild with fire, wild with rage. At the same time, looking very beautiful. As Indracāpa will give you a very colorful, like a form, a countenance, similarly, there are some things which give him that charming look also. Though he is burning with fire, he is not despisable, having a despisable form, but people would look at him, with awe and with some appreciation in their eyes. Sphuṭitakamalapatraspaṣṭavistīrṇadṛṣṭī. His drishti, his eyes. Drishti is not vision, his eyes, because vision comes through eyes, okay. So his drishti is vistīrṇa, okay. Like what? Sphuṭitakamalapatraspaṣṭavistīrṇa. Spashta and vistīrṇa. His eyes are vistīrṇa, elongated, and spashta, very clear, like sphuṭitakamalapatrā. You decipher every word and the meaning automatically flows. Sphuṭita, fully bloomed. Khila hua, khilakar, khila hua. Sphuṭitakamalapatrā. As the kamala is fully bloomed, every petal, comes out individually, the long one and beautiful one, very clear. Similarly, his eyes are, Kamalapatra is giving you like ayataksha, reaching till the lobes of the ears, how it will look. Sphuṭitakamalapatrā spaṣṭavistīrṇadṛṣṭī. So that is about, drishti, okay, and it is the eyes which catch our attention at the first, when we look at a person, it is the eyes which catch our attention. Then rucirakanakayūpavyāyatālambabāhuḥ. This has come many times in Bhasa. We have seen it. This is the description of Dhritarashtra, description of Duryodhana, description of Bhimasena, every other warrior, every other strong, robust character, a kshatriya. Of course, Aśvatthāmā is not a kshatriya, he is a Brahmana putra. Yet, he is trained into Dhanurvidya, he has done rigorously practiced it, tapo moolam sarvam, isn't it? And therefore, that rigor reflects in his body. So, rucirakanakayūpa, rucira, beautiful, charming, kanakayūpa, golden, sacrificial, pillar, vyāyatālambabāhuḥ, whose bahu, whose arms, whose hands are ayata, like, very long, like the sacrificial post, and vyāyata, rounded, robust, like the kanakayūpa, okay. So, rucirakanakayūpa vyāyatālambabāhuḥ sarabhasam ayam ugraṃ kārmukaṃ karṣamāṇaḥ. He is carrying this very fierce type of bow, his bow, and that's why it has made such a shrill sound. Sarabhasam vegena, hastily, because he has come there, he was busy doing tarpana for his own father, Drona. Okay, and somebody told him about this, that Duryodhana is lying almost on the deathbed now, and Bhimasena cheated. He came hastily. So, sarabhasam vegena tvaraya ugraṃ kārmukaṃ karṣamāṇaḥ sadahana iva meruḥ Srungalegnendracāpaḥ iva drishyate. So, he looks like a meru, tall figure. Meru talks about the aunatya, unnatata, okay. So, therefore, meru, dahanaha, wildfires have emerged, and therefore, he is also like krodhāgnī taptaḥ. At the same time, rucirakanakayūpavyāyatālambabāhuḥ and the lotus petal like eyes, so looking beautiful, charming like Indracāpa. Okay, at the same time, these two contrary epithets work as in Meru, so in Aśvatthāmā. Tataḥ praviṣatyaśvatthāmā. Now, there is actually the entering of Aśvatthāmā. As we say, we have said it many times, na asamsūchitam patram praveshayet. That's what Bharata says. So there has to be an indication who is entering now next. People should not be taken aback, oh, who has this come, like. So, ya eshaha guruputraha ita eva abhivartate. So that indication is already there, and now this enters. Purvoktameva pathitva. What is the purvokta shloka? Duryodhanenātatakārmukeṇa. Okay, that we have heard in Nepathya. Now he comes on the stage, recites the same verse again. Bho bho samara samurambhaha bhaya bala jaladhi sangama samaya samuttita shastra nakra kritta vigrahaha स्तोकावशेष श्वासानुबद्ध मंद प्राणाः समरश्लाघिनो राजानः शृण्वन्तु शृण्वन्तु भवन्तः. What a long sentence. Nice, but शृण्वन्तु शृण्वन्तु भवन्तः. Okay? Oh, you all. And not all, rajanah. The kings, especially the kings. How are these kings? Samarashlaghinah, who enjoy samara. Their passion is going to the war front and having fights, with the opponents. Samarashlaghinah rajanah shrunvantu shrunvantu bhavantah. Now there are no kings left. The battlefield is shunya, but in his anger he has lost that sadasad viveka buddhi, and therefore he is not aware that there are no more any kings there to listen even to him. There is only this last monarch who is dying his own death now, counting the minutes. So he is the only person who will be listening to him. But when a person is angry, he loses viveka. Krodhat bhavati sammohah, sammoha smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. So he has lost his viveka, and therefore he is moodha, and therefore he doesn't realize that. But he wants to, vow, take a vow, I will do something, I want to take a revenge of Duryodhana's death and this and that. He has come with full spirit, and he wants to show his swaministha, his rajanistha also. And therefore, samarashlagino rajanaha shrunvantu shrunvantu bhavantah. How are these rajas? Stoka avashesha shvasa, only few shvasas, few breaths. Some are lying there, counting their minutes, counting their moments. Okay? Some are already dead. Stoka, very few, little. Stoka, alpa. Alpa avashesha, what? Shvasa. Few breaths are remaining, and therefore anubaddha manda pranaha, and therefore their prana have become manda. They haven't gone, they haven't left their mortal coil, but they are slowly heading towards the death. Mandaha pranaha yesham. Okay? And mandaha pranaha kasmat kenava stoka avashesha shvasaihi. And they are just lingering, they are tied with that, tied to their mortal body with the few shvasas. Anubaddha, stoka avashesha shvasa anubaddha, and therefore pranaha mandaha yesham. Tadrishaha rajanaha shrunvantu. So clear. Now the other one, samara samurambho bhaya jala ubhaya bala. Samara samurambha ubhaya bala. Ubhaya bala, bala is sena, bala is army. Okay? So ubhaya bala, both the armies, they have the spirit of fighting. Samara samurambha, they have come together with what? With the fighting spirit. They are like oceans. When there was, see, just imagine the 18 akshauhinis of armies, 18 divisions of armies, each division consisting of so many padatis, so many rathas, so many gajas, horses, this, that. It will really look like a sena sagara. Okay? So, ubhaya bala jaladhi. The sena is compared to jaladhi. When they unite, when they mingle, sangama, two oceans mingling together, okay? Pacific and Atlantic. So, Ubhaya Bala Jaladhi Sangama, at that time, Samaya, Samuttita, Shastra Nakra Kritta Vigrahaha. Because it is Jaladhi, there have to be crocodiles. Okay. Now, once the crocodile, you enter a sea filled with crocodile, what will happen to your Vigraha? Kritta, cut into pieces. Your body's Vigraha would be cut into pieces. Similarly, in these two senas, like an ocean, two oceans meeting, there emerge the nakras in the form of shastra weapons. So, shastra rupaha nakraha. Okay. And because of that, kritta vigrahaha. The bodies are pierced and cut into pieces. Just imagine. No? Two very large armies of both the sides mingling like two oceans coming together, and at that time samaya, tatsamaya, samuttita, shastra, nakra, kritta vigrahaha. So shastra rupi nakraha, nakraihi krittaha, vikirnaha, chinnaha, vigrahaha, shariraha, yesham tadrishaha rajanaha bho stoka avashishta shvasanubadha manda pranaha samarashlaginaha rajanaha shrunuvantu bhavantaha. Okay, and he says chala bala dalitoruhu kauravendro na chaham shithila vifala shastra suta putro na chaham ihatu vijaya bhūmau drashtumadyodhyatasraha sarabhasamahemeko drona putra sthitosmi. Again, this is also Malini. He says, I am Drona Putra. Aham Drona Putraha sthitaha asmi. Simple sentence at the end. Aham Drona Putraha. How am I? Ekaha. I am the lone survivor. Aham ekaha Drona Putraha sthitaha. How? Sarabhasam. With all my anger piling up in my heart, boiling, not just piling, it's boiling within my heart. I am standing here, And ihatu vijaya bhūmau drashtum adya udyatasraha. How am I? Udyata asraha. Who has lifted his weapons. He is kārmukaravo. He has already done the kārmukaravo. So, udyata asraha aham ekaha sarabhasam dronaputraha adhyasthitaha asmi. Kim kartum vijaya bhūmau drashtum. I want to see Vijaya in this battlefield. So long we are witnessing only the defeat of the Kauravas. With my senapatitva, I want to prove that I can kill all the Pandavas along with Shri Krishna. I won't spare a single person who was a party to this deceitful Gada Yuddha. Okay? And therefore, I want to see Vijaya of Kauravas in this very battlefield where they are cheated and where they are defeated. And therefore, ekaha aham, but I am enough. Though I am alone, I am enough for everybody because I am not this, I am not that. I am Dronaputra aśvatthāmā. Who I am not. Chala bala dalitoruhu kauravendraha na aham. I am not Kauravendra. Duryodhana. How is Duryodhana? Chala bala dalita uruhu. Yasya urudvayam chalena chalabalena cha dalitam. Okay. So whose thighs got smashed, shattered because of cheating. I am not that Duryodhana who can be easily cheated. What is the purport of this? I will not be cheated by anyone. I will be so alert. I will be so alert. So I am superior to Duryodhana. I am not Duryodhana. Okay. I am Dronaputra. So I can't be cheated by anybody. Shithila vifala shastraha sūtaputro na chaham. Nor am I Sūtaputra, Karna, whose shastras and astras got Shithila and Vifala. Shithila, loosened, slackened, and Vifala, futile. They turned futile because of the sharper, and Shithila because of his own mental pressure. We saw in Karnavaram. Karnavaram, when we read, what was the bhara for Karna? It was all the psychological pressure piling up on him, right? On his personality. So Shithila, and because of that, his shastras got Shithila. He saw so many bad omens on the battlefield. We saw in Karnavaram, right? His gajas and his horses are turning their face away from the battlefield, and there is no like shastrancha pani boltat Marathi made. There is no like dhar, the what you can say, the fatality of the ayudhas is lost altogether. So he was Shithila and Vifala because of the Shapa. There is Brahmana Shapa, there is Parashurama Shapa, and there is a promise given to Kunti that I will not kill any other Pandava but Arjuna. So all these three made his Shastras Vifala. But I am not that. My Shastra, I am Udyata Shastraha, Udyata Astraha. Not only Shastra, I have Brahmastra with me. He tried to kill Parikshit in the womb of Uttara by Brahmastra, right? At the end of this Mahabharata we see. So I am Shastrastra Yuktaha, Udyata. So I am not a Kauravendra to be cheated in the battlefield. I am not a Karnaputra, Sūtaputra, Karna, whose Astra and Shastra got futile and in vain, but I am Aśvatthāmā. Though I am alone here, I am standing equipped with all my strength. And I trust only my Shastrastra, nobody else. I don't require anybody else to defeat these Pandavas. I am alone capable of killing all of them. Kimanaya mama api apratilabha vijayashlaghaya samarashriya parikramya matavat. Now what is the use of the glory samarashri? What is the use of the glory of victory vijayashlaghaya apratilabha, when there is no return? If I suppose I win a victory over the Pandavas, what do I get in return? Am I going to get the Kauravas? Am I going to have back Duryodhana seated on the throne of the Kuru Rajya? See, Aśvatthāmā as a character of Mahabharata is always the confused personality. I always feel he is a very confused person. He has lot many aspirations. He has the competence and ability and capability, the potential to fulfill that. But he is not steady-minded person. And therefore at one moment he says, aham Dronaputraha, aham Aśvatthāmā, ekaha sarabhasam adhyasthitosmi. Second moment he says, but what are the returns of all this? I may take a vow that I will kill all these, but what am I going to get thereby? Okay? So, what is the use for me with the glory of victory in which the praise of victory is devoid of any gain? There is no pratilabha for me. Parikramya matavat mayi guru nivapana vyagre vanchitaha kila kurukula tilakabhutaha kuru rajaha kahetat shraddhasyati. Who will believe that Kuru Raja, Duryodhana, who is Kuru Kula Tilaka Bhutaha, he was as if the tilaka, the mark on your forehead which you very proudly bear with you. So Kuru Kula Tilaka Bhutaha Kuru Rajaha Vanchitaha, while Guru Nivapana Vyagre Mayi. Sati Saptami Rachana Yada Aham Guru Nivapana Vyagraha Asam Tada. Okay. So while I was busy doing the Nivapa, doing the Shraddha or Tarpana for my Guru, for my father, I heard that this Kuru Kula Tilaka Bhutaha Duryodhanaha Vanchitaha, who will believe this? I mean, does such thing happen in the dharma yuddha? This is dharmakshetre, kurukshetre. Does such thing happen in any dharma yuddha? Ka etat shraddhasyati. How anybody will believe that I never had this in mind, that while I am away, Duryodhana will be cheated like this. As if, because he was away, he was cheated. It's not like that. I mean, he feels, we also have that feeling. Agar मैं नहीं होता तो क्या होता? कुछ नहीं होता. Basically, we feel ourselves as so indispensable at times, but we are dispensable. Every person on this earth is dispensable, right? It's not that आप नहीं है तो किसी का कुछ बिगड़ने वाला है. But we have that false, alarming, our own glorification we want to do, and therefore, while I was busy doing the Tilanjali for my father, see, Guru Raja got deceived. If only I was there, it wouldn't have happened perhaps. I wouldn't have let it happen. I mean, all these things, and when a person is very angry, really speaking, there is no viveka, there is no, it is all sammoha only. And therefore, in that sammoha, all that atmashlagha also comes up. Okay? So, kayeta shraddhasyati kutaha. I think we'll stop here because it's already time. And I want to finish it by next time at least, but today I could finish only 3-4 verses. But I think next Sunday we will finish it, this Urubhangam, and thereafter if you have any questions, if I get ample number of questions, we shall have an interactive session next to next Sunday, or we will start with Madhyama Vyayoga. So come prepared. You already have been, all of you have the links, of Bhasa's kritis. So the original drama would be there available with you. So look forward for that. But before that, we have to do the Nivapa of Duryodhana. And he is not yet dead, he is counting moments. Let him wait for one more week till he goes to Swargaloka. Swargam Gataha. This is the first tragedy. On the stage he leaves his pranas and he is dead. So the death is already shown by Bhasa. This is the only pure, proper tragedy in Sanskrit drama, the entire Sanskrit drama. So therefore Urubhanga is very, very important drama. This is the sole example of the purest and perfect tragedy, death. Okay. So till we meet next Sunday, I wish you all a very happy Vijayadashmi, and let this Vijayadashmi bring you more Vijaya in whatever you venture. Vijaya is not necessarily in the war as it was for the Kuru Raja and as it was for aśvatthāmā. Vijaya in whatever undertaking, So I wish, let that Jagadamba bless you all with all her compassion and all her glory. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.